to digitize life, to steal life. It is an anti-life program. It's moving from carbon-based life to silicon-based life to a digital twin of the world that they can control, that is disconnected from spirit.
I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Watch, don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work and left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no posses. Spola, worshiping pedophiles, wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher, nor am I some pastor or preacher. Was released represent with this passion to speak of. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs, realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment, and they're framing it to us as innovation, right? We should all be so excited that this is happening, and I equate it to like the Golem bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
I'm about to go on a fucking tea diet.
Nah, bro. Come on. Nah, come on. You almost there, bro. You almost there. Survive. Here we go. Yeah, push up.
I do it die for Chi-Town. Who am I but Chi-Town? You young fool, I'm too fly to just slide down. Blue sky but high ground. A crown slash helmet. So my aircraft stealth fit. Can't be tied down or evil seat belted. I look down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes, the cheese is melted. The remnants of cash money, I just felt it. You did the fusions in my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked the cards, my hand, I dealt it. Felt it vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. It bust all of some ices and veil shit. So radiant, I keep a dark room well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for real monkey velvet. Body you not for Mars, just a female's clip. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit my flows to shit. To a fly, though haters wanna crucify a real man. I still stand with the silver hand, but we're Hiller man. It's not Cypress Hill, I'm Tuttle Sheep. I'm one tough cookie, I don't follow, I set standards. Catch me, you gon' have to do more to scamper. Need more to scanners, I'm off the radar. I am as you goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper opera. You stagnated, well I straight evolve. At a rate, I'm dating space AC, y'all. Buster stuck in the case, face off. off. Accurate shape the state is a fake, a fraud. Battlestar intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect comes from practice, so I rhyme best. I excel like I'm climbing a step. You got a lot to learn. I am adept, you of no concern. I am a threat. My measurement, width, lift, height, and depth. I'm just piracy up. Flying a jet, spray the adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetric apparel of a fly bandit. Mohawk, aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas Carol lies what your fans get. Your worlds and pearls, what I transmit as a transcript. Or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the pot. This shit's hot.
Wants to get his own crew. Everybody wants to get his own crew rich. And then they want the other little people never get a piece of pie. I don't want to go for the president. I go for you niggas and think it's all big too. I understand this. That's why you niggas and crackers can't stand
You about to go get that.
You niggas just know that I know you can't do nothing
away from
if
that.
you're broke. Listen to me, young people, old people too. Mostly black people. I'm talking to you.
Strong. Made it a little too strong.
So, y'all really thought that I was done with y'all? Nah, I'm really down on y'all. Fellas up. We're not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is fine or whack. Here's a big fact: yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau, Big Mac, whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. I see through the side eyes. Looking past the shy spot. Third eye game, high spots. I don't eat pork, but I will fry cops. For foes, my heart is an iceberg. I'm saying die ops. From the skybox, I got scope on you pilgrims. The scope with some rumors. Some of our folks are still dumb. Yeah, they're blind to the fact that, no, we gon' have this real show. Warrior spirits inside me. That's where it's real from. The world's a stage, page after page, script is played out. They keep us engaged, picket or rage. This is played out. Who's of a dying society should have been disobeyed out. Forehead and knees off the floor. Should have been prayed out. The draft is on, coach no issue. Could've loaded in tissue. Now it's control who blows the whistle. Who holds the pistol. It's about who knows who the official. Disregarding the aboriginal issue. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bound or whack. It's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau, Big Mac. Whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. A fool is known by his speech. Yet if I don't speak, I suffer defeat. I'm other than we, a sucker or me. Stand on 2 feet, one turn the other cheek. The wise man known by his silence. Mostly disguised compliance. Silence by guidance from conspiring cannabis. Other aspirants and violence. Tyrants and fire. Strikers and trainers to hide. I'm striking and defiant. In environments and migrants, I'm hearing the sirens. Ring in my ear, they've got indictments. These pedophiles, words, groupers, and hymen. Alignments, the assignment. Not the wisest, I'm not flying. My refinement and confinement, the requirements for this climate. Y'all push off the paperwork, or y'all can protest, but they can't escape this work. No duck, no race, drill music for real. My story don't protest, real foolish with no deal. Ain't playing with none of them, it's personal, know what the business is. Big Monsters come full circle, so vacate your premises. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bound or whack, here's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau, or Big Mac.
Stop crawling up on shit. You live.
We want our shit back. We're not going back and forth about this or that. Whether your word is bound or whack, here's a big fact. Yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau, Big Mac. Whether earth is round or flat, we want our shit back.
DQR. I got you now, nigga. Oh, you couldn't get away from that. Look at you spinning. Back spinning up on the leg of your cousin. There you're both together there. There you're both together right now.
death. Despite her 6 thighs alone, hair and promiscuous ways restrict you guys. The resource lives are lost. Jesus, well, mama cries, maximize the most high rises as the drama dies to my surprise.
Like playing with you. All that out here. You ain't gonna be up under me with that bullshit.
I graduated from plus use a few tools shoes are utilized as well. I do what you who tries fail. I changed the game, not he who buys sells yet. Things are still the same. He who flies sail the ship of destiny, or of rock whose skies are held wet, or in a pot of poverty.
You let on me you dead. That's one way or the other. We gonna talk to all them spiders and them moths and them crickets that done died. I ain't killing them either. They get your ass home.
But that's what I was stolen lands. While they steadily back doing their own lands, I'ma milk this train like a bowl of golden crayons. I've come a long way from 92nd and Axis with Grand Chili, a big old.
Oh, you must be the bulldog of flies and shit. You gonna sit there looking at me like.
Jealousy and hate is the cause of what success is. The lessons learned are the ones.
I like big as shit. Man, go on up there with your peoples, man. Get out of here, man. Go up there and build your little mud tub. Get your ass up there. And the water's clean too. Yeah, you gotta check me. You know who I am.
The game ain't been hurt in a while for you boosters out there. There's much merch in the aisle. Push the dirt in the pile, Joe. It's time to sweep up, no falling back. I'm moving forward, trying to keep up. I'm shining, turning my life like a heat up. A closed mouth don't get fed. You starving, then speak up. Cross country, familiar lanes and foreign lands. Mars claim they gang, but not for now. While they steadily back doing their own lands. I'ma milk this straight like a bowl of golden crabs.
Real shit. Real shit.
It's feathers up.
Feathers up. That's right. Get you up. That's real shit. Oh yeah, yeah. Let's get the niggas riled up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Talking about the suppressed.
I ain't drunk. I ain't high.
Rising up against the oppressor.
And if I was, what the fuck would you do about it any goddamn way? You wouldn't even fucking know it.
The only people who could have any harm coming to them.
You would. Oh shit! I gotta pick that up. Garbage bag. You wouldn't even know it. I drink for dreams. I smoke for pain. Literally. Sometimes the pain is beyond the scope of fucking explanation. But I would never say it or show it. Sometimes. There are times when I'm walking by, I don't know if he'll see me, like I'll be like grimacing, like I'll be like, wow. But you would never know. Is it a 1 between 1 and 10? Hell, it's 50 and 60. But you would never know. That's why I want to hear people whining and this and that and their decisions and choices. I want to see them elevate themselves so those things are meaningless. We'll get into it.
I'm just ventilating of the actions of the protective service. Critical the black plastic kill. This don't take any kind of skill. I'm ill of all citizens who have it to stand or kneels too late when the caps get filled.
When the caps get filled.
On hits close to home, you gotta act the bone when it got the dome. When the song is on, all red and my bridges do fight. It's gonna be killed whenever I write from above. I'll be given the right, so you better be
from above. I'll be given the right.
We gon' hit him off, so gon' pass the kite. 3-pound pressure, no way lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no way lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no way lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no way lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender.
This world is such a, and when I say this world, I mean it. I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. You want to be successful. You want to be like Trump. Gimme. Push. Step. Crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped.
A dragonfly? What the fuck is dragonfly? Oh, they back at it. Pull this up. Hey, so what's going on? Baby girl, Nitsia. Hey, appreciate the donation, hon. Appreciate you. Dev. Oh, Patricia, what's cracking? What's the the cosmic knowing? What's going on, beloved? What's cracking? Got my brother. Oh, we was chatting a little while. We're using the Instagram in case, because y'all know I'm not paying for this phone with these goofy motherfucking Hindus that the Zionists are getting control over the phones, because you know you have Chinese mergers. I mean, who else would allow them to think they could purchase land on our ancestral soil because of a bunch of dumb goofy niggas who don't know no better? But we're gonna get into that. We're gonna touch that a little later. Okay. Somebody asked me a question. If you want to go back to 2021, this is when this was done. I don't get where people don't see these things, right? The UN, United Nations, first of all, should not stand. There have been a plethora of ex-Zionists, Judeo-Christians, the fucking whistleblowers, ex-FBI, CIA members who have stated this, that the UN should not exist. Who do you think keeps it running? First of all, who's the how do you say it? Who is the personal guard for a certain group in England? Wouldn't it be funny to know that they get them from Switzerland, this personal guard? So it's a hint for you to look it up. And then you look at all the different faces in the Royal Air Army or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you look at what's continued on, as beautiful as it may seem, but every time I pull up Ashkenazi Jews, they're doing a form of humiliation and they get away with it. Anybody else, you get trampled by the horse, you get smacked down, you get trampled over, you get, and I mean, they were first boisterous. I've been there. I used to really like being up at Buckingham Palace and watching everything, and there were times when I went in my blues, my dress blues, and I mean sharp. We would be sharp. We would actually, when I was in the town, we could still wear our spats, you know, the white leggings around your pants. So it was a little different to go out there and represent America and do it in a way that without the collar bomb, where it was meaningful, and we literally would wear a black tee instead of a white tee. And we would always have our Dixie cups, instead of that perfectly straight, we would have it with that, as always brothers, we have it with that little crisp fold going around the top, and it always said a little, add 2 fingers, easy to go like this, add 2 fingers, easy to go like this, and we come down the street, we all walk like we was on a deck, you know what I mean? Mind your fucking manners. Mind your fucking manners. I flew on those so many times. These dumb these dumb motherfuckers now, boy. Anyway, and it's not even legal. That's how stupid they are. They're so perverse. But I don't really give a fuck. You might think I do because that's like a wand. And that's all I'm gonna say to that. I'm gonna play the game if they want. But anyway, right? I used to go there and enjoy it, but you know it's all a lie. I don't care how anybody fucking feels. They allowed their people to be bombed and murdered to establish something that should never existed, for the perversion of getting to a certain point where they could hide them between 2 different places, a nation that never existed and a place that you would think Swiss out bank accounts and CERN and motherfuckers dancing with yodels and shit and things sticking off their goddamn heads and masks. You know, and it's funny how all these, I think most of them are distraction. All these individuals talk this shit, but nobody ever hammers on the situation. Now, why do I say that? Obviously, it's about safety and some form of safety and an environmental distortion, where you have been groomed to accept that everything is natural. And when you really look beyond it all, you start to see things are very unnatural. We pay those frauds over there in this land called Palestine or whatever you want to call it. There's new words. So they can have free health care and have a bank account and everything else. And we're talking about not two really smart, intelligent people. I know enough of them to know this. No, they really aren't. And I look at all our inventions, recent of the and of the past, Reconstruction era and prior and up to. And I sit there and say, how in the hell can y'all sit here and find your fucking leaders and all the government monkeys and everything else, find them professional, acceptable, and moral and decent? Everything these motherfuckers is about been against you all over the fucking earth. Everything. I don't know how you do it. It's just like, I remember when I was in the military, when gangs existed, you know, it was a little different. But it was the common block of the stupid shit you see now, where, you know, feds can assert certain individuals into certain things and they can be utilized to create things. And those individuals slip off somewhere, have a wonderful life somewhere, or whatever may happen. And we have this disturbing engrossment of dumbasses running around the streets where they've used PFAS, as you know, all the stuff in your food and the forever chemicals and all the poisons and toxins, the endocrine disruptors for you to kill bugs, which at one time we never had a problem with. I'm just fucking with them because I tell them, I give them a command. Stay away. Majority of them do. But you have these ones, I think, that are passing away. They just can't get in the hick of they're slow and everything else. I don't want them around me, bothering me. I want them around me. But I'm not funky and stanky and walking around nasty and pissy. And no, what are you doing? Something else is in the midst. I don't have time to sit there playing with it, so I'm going to enjoy. That's the side of me that I don't like people to know about. Anyway, you have these dumbass gang members, and it's everywhere. Whether you look at medical, you look at whatever it may be. I'm not turning off notifications, but we can make it through it. And I sit there and I say to myself, how do y'all let yourselves, like Cory Booker talking all goddamn, said nothing. What he did was put on a good show, a statesman show, an act for all the fake ass elites. Well, they elite over y'all because y'all is such a goddamn hue of a man. You're not existing as the wild and free, and wild has nothing to do with I'm a lion and I'm going to tear everything up, because see, they're pretty smart. They hunt their favorite meal, eat all the choice rewards, get the rest over to the cubs and everything, and they relax for a few days. They're not out here shooting down every elephant and giraffe because of sports shooting, and they're not sitting here going, well, we're going to poison everything and feed everybody in the neighborhood. No. How did y'all get to the point to let these motherfuckers keep y'all so divided? And that's power. And then you look at these gangs, the same thing. Right now, I was just looking at some videos, man, these so-called OGs that did like that 15, 20-year bid, you know, humping little boys' backs and got the big knot, you know, PC, you know, everything's just right. And they come home and somebody's waiting there with, you know, 100,000. They got some money hidden somewhere, and they get back and they're doing podcasts, and they sound like a bunch of fucking retards. And they're still talking about Crippo and Paru down and all this other BD, fucking all this goofy shit. And you look what's happening. And I go back to the 60s and 70s in the family structure when the children know when the lights would come on to be home, when they were done with school. If we had homework, we got it done as a group, a collective. We were a little confused here. We always could help each other. I look at all the adults standing around making sure that we did good, make the ancestors proud. And at the same time, I was getting a lot of truth on the other hand, and I was like confused. I made it through the fucking fire and the kiln at that point. And I sit here and I say, remember watching all that when you had the most eloquent speakers, you know, from the president, Kennedy Fitzgerald, you know, and Martin, and some of the stuff they were saying, and James Baldwin on Channel 13 and the Nova thing and all those different documentaries, and a plethora of other brothers and sisters who were known for singing and you name it, who were part of the bluegrass, the hip culture and all that kind of stuff from country. We used to look at Al Green, all those individuals, and we saw what we don't see today. And today you see the perversion. You see those realize that y'all are so caught up in vaudeville at the stage act that all they can do is act and see who outperforms one another to make y'all feel like you're actually succeeding. How the fuck is that working out? So all that shit Cory Booker was talking about, stupid ass democracy that most young niggas too stupid to figure out because they fake ass gang leaders and these worthless ass Zionist puppet teachers and everybody else is part of the factory to take you, wash, dehair you, declothe you, dehair you, wash, sanitize you, pull out the things they don't want, and then can you in the proper motherfucking product can. Because that's all the fuck y'all are. I'm not being mean or demeaning. I am saying something that most of you have this is just proof, hard time doing, accepting the truth of reality that there are those and I've seen enough of you talk about how family and loved ones betray you. What makes you think it's not going to happen on outside? I watched these goofy young niggas. I didn't train none of these motherfuckers. My people I trained probably got retired. And how they were dealing with these individuals who are just with cameras. And I watched these little braided up, so-called goofy ass from Brooklyn, Bronx niggas who are just wearing a costume won't stop you from being fucked up. And I watched how they were dealing with it. And I watched them how they allowed themselves to build up. You know, people think putting on that costume give you some super fucking strength. No, it don't. You niggas is just as strong, if not stronger than them without the fucking costume. The problem is, and they're taught this. I know people, they go in those meetings and they says, remember, they see that uniform. What do you see when you see that? You're supposed to see a form of what? Authority. They are not fucking authority. They're supposed to keep the peace, uphold the laws, and nothing else. Feelings and all that ID, that's by they worthless ass gang leaders y'all want to call sergeants and lieutenants and all that, commanders and all that. Those worthless motherfuckers who are bought and paid for. But y'all are too goddamn stupid to see it because the gang mentality and y'all still buying into it. Because I remember when those handful of dumb worthless niggas, what can we do? Yeah, you sold your whole house, you got it back, you got clean. But they're afraid to say something because they think that the drug deal is going to kill them. I remember brothers around the 80s and 90s going around hunting these so-called gang leaders, and they were hidden. That's what I remember. I remember being in Duval County. I remember guys in Georgia talking about, man, let's go. And they got together in secrecy because these niggas was straight up rule, you know, XBN. And they were hunting these goddamn, some of them drug dealers, the big ones. That's why it was important to get the police on them and get them. And, you know, many people who are locked up should be innocent, but, you know, the people who should be locked up, the ones that are making all these fake rules and everything else that got y'all all pitted against each other. And I see that you're all at your lower fucking existence. You know? Hey, what's going on? I see people came in and ran off. I don't know what's wrong with them, but I hope they're going to get some more people to bring them in. This is important. I hope it's important. Let me get a little green tea. And I'm going to show y'all something. Somebody asking, you don't, I'm going to show you right here in a minute. Green tea, baby. 2 or 3 of them a day. But as I was stating, these are the most pathetic individuals I've ever seen. I sit there and I watch them and I watch how they move and how they, you know, it's funny that they think that you are beneath them. If you think this is not a class thing that's been established by those individuals, you got to remember the lands and conquered and how they conquered it. Now, yes, the Scots and Irish that came here that fought against us in the north, they will later become those in Jamaica and Haiti. Now, there are people down there. It's not like they didn't know. All these lands were incorporated at that time, though. And incorporated means like going in, there's a receipt, here's a bill for sale, blah, blah, blah. And you have no anoidal. That means you have no control over those who have created the whole felonious ideology, which will later be democracy. And a lot of those people, why do you think a lot of German niggas stayed right here? Why do you think the German Negroes stayed right here and they were our people? You have brothers in Switzerland, Haiti, who are not from Africa, who have always been there, who are starting to stand up. And we got these idiots talking about, oh, they black and from Africa. No, they tell you they're not. They're Scots, Finlandians, Swedens, Germans, Scotland's, Irish. I've been over there, so I met them motherfuckers. And they don't know out of Africa. I told you they still in Russia. They still exist when I went to Georgia. All right? Holland, they just fall right in. They don't see the things you deal with. And they're starting to stand up and tell you. And all these fake natives are starting to kind of look stupid. My boy Dingy, the Siberian, a Mongolian. Love them to death. I told you I had to wrestle a couple of them motherfuckers at that weird. Anyway, they're stronger than them. They eating red raw meat or something. Anyway, right? He said everybody that didn't get caught up in an experiment of that meth by these fake ass governments and even their government that let them down. Yes. They know exactly who the native fucking Americans are. They still have paperwork to show that when they had this purchase from Russia of Alaska, what they did with all those people who had already melded out with our people over there in the Inuit and started changing the face of them in Alaska and fucking Canada. And what these dumb motherfuckers did, because some of them were dark, still had our phenotype. They grabbed them motherfuckers up with that 33rd degree Masonic motherfucker called Wild Bill and the rodeo show. Now, when I was saying this 25 years ago, people said I was fucking retarded. I said, damn, there's a book that literally speaks on it. And they made them the new Native fucking Americans based off of a fucking movement of claim to land that they didn't have no ownership because we didn't have no ownership. That's how they was able to bamboozle you with sell out niggas, right? Saying if you take this, if you get this, you good. Just make sure that they know that. When you got an old rich ass hussy in her 50s, look good, wants you to bring a pound of weed and she want to ride your pole for a minute. A couple of times it happened. I sold weed like that before I went in the military. And they get I don't know what she's sticking up her nose, what the fuck she doing in the bathroom, walking around stark ass butt naked, looking like I Dream of Genie and the darker version. And as long as you guys, you good and you don't mind sitting with your drawers off, they tell you all kind of shit. Especially when they know about your family. Oh, you come from that. Oh, they think that you moving with them and the elite. No, I retracted and pulled myself away from that. See, that's what you motherfuckers don't know. Then they want to give me a card. And do you know anything about candy cane? And if we call, do you have a fruit service? You know, they might order blueberry, strawberry, cantaloupe, watermelon. I ain't know what the fuck this shit is. Motherfucker try to make me a gigolo. This really happened. Grandma and them used to hit on me about it and laugh and say, you know that stuff going around, boy, what you do? I'm just selling weed. You know, Mom, you got your money, you know what I'm saying? Grandma, it's natural. I know it's natural, damn, that's why I light it up when I'm taking a shit. Oh, listen here, them old school motherfuckers don't get it twisted. Now, as I was saying, these old raggedy ass gang members don't even amount to a percent of a drop of piss in a microbial form of that in a relationship to 1 fucking percent. Now, why is it that they're so swanky? Oh, this is the new narrative painted by these punks like Busta. Busta, you ever thought about that name while leaders of the new school got rid of them? Busta Rhymes, Bus and what? Bussy. I mean, we don't have to get too diplomatic about this. Me coming from the hip hop generation, me coming from a family of, you know what I'm saying, and being able to meet and know people, do things and act and all that other shit. All right? This ain't whistleblowing. This is just another story. These mofos have taken your generations, and you know how many generations they've killed off? And y'all sitting here worried about the fucking rent? Y'all worried about goddamn what's in the water? When y'all been partaking about it? Y'all worried about all these things. And what do? You give energy to it. You think this wasn't done to misappropriate your energy at its lowest stat? You didn't think that this was created, this world, to keep robbing you of it? I told you that those electric power plants, all the power ain't coming from them. They're coming literally from you and the fucking earth. But y'all don't know what's underground. You refuse to even, I was talking about getting backhoe, bobcats, and digging. No. All y'all see is dirt, sweat. I'm making my menstrual cycle. Oh, I can't have much food. I can't do what I want. Well, how's that going to work like all them people that they're finding bodies among bodies in all these places flooded by these same bastards? The fact that those are the same bastards that are making all the 3D printed shit for you, you know, your star meat in California and your chicken and your beef coming out of, you know what I'm saying? Look at the new shit. Fucking Gates. He don't even, if he come here, you will never know it. but he's permissible, right, of Fauci to move along, knowing after everything was done, and you don't see nobody doing anything to stop it. Yo, Kill Meal, what's up, beloved? Pura Vida, man, what's going on? Bob, and everybody, my apologies. You know, and this is for everybody. Like, you saw how I reacted when I had a slow leak on my tire. I drove all the way down to, oh man, I'm a family, man. I don't give a fuck. And we got some things to do, and we got things to accomplish. But you're in a time when the chemicals, when the heavy metals, everybody's got spike proteins. Everything is fucked up. They're moving forward because they got a plan, and y'all don't know nothing about it. And the little portions you do, you don't even know how to act upon it, because you'll get anything a motherfucker say to make your body better, and all that shit is, half of that shit is being pushed by them because they know the frenzy is on. You know, like the toilet paper idiots. You know, there's something wrong with our people because they have been misled. And when I say misled, it started with the fucking black church. It didn't start with the congressional hearing and all that. They murdered them. How many of y'all read the stories? And I have a few books, remember, on the hostile takeover of our fucking government. And the fact that our people were very polite people and knew the treaties, and they were able to mingle along because you had actors who could fake it along until they, you know, and fake it until they started lynching and burning people. They, in Carolina, in Alabama, and Georgia, these sundown towns, these are the very places where we ruled these places, and we were the majority. They literally lynched or murdered. These are not even in the books. Maybe a few of them. I haven't read all of them. I know it because of family members talking about the shit and how they were killing a lot of them bastards, and they kept coming off on the fucking boats. And it wasn't just up here. They were coming on down there too. They were coming in Alaska, on the island of Carolina, y'all call fucking California. They were coming in the Kakalakis, which is North and South Carolina. Isn't that funny how it's backwards and reverse, but y'all don't know how to mitigate it, but you want to play with it, but I don't know what you're playing with because it's not really clay. This shit they put in a false sediment of stone when it was already forged in the fucking kiln of fire of solid motherfucking metals that can't even never be made again, like you. All you do is hide and mask over, paint it, and change the structure a little bit. So you have these weak-ass, punk-ass gang members from California. Most of the niggas in California from New York, New Jersey, fucking Mississippi, Texas, goddamn Colorado, New Hampshire. They from over the fuck where we all from. And they act like fucking retards. Because when I said, when you want to get a traitor, where the fuck you go? When they wanted to murder Harlem motherfucking, when they want to murder motherfucking Malcolm X, where they go? They went to Newark, New Jersey, and a bunch of them sell feds use a bunch of motherfuckers who ain't getting no time. That nigga who actually shot, besides the feds up in the top with a targeting, right? They all part of it. I don't care if anybody think anything fake or whatever. Shut the fuck up. You weren't there. You can't say a goddamn thing because somebody else says something. Especially when I knew motherfuckers had family members who were there in that motherfucking meeting. See, this is what I'm talking about. See the difference between me and a lot of fucking you? I was getting on the brother's son who was running around doing all that out of Africa shit. Yeah, the one that was murdered in the fucking bed next to his pregnant wife. Yeah, I got on his motherfucking son. I guess he blocked me because I was telling you stuff. This out of pad. Black Panther Party was created out of Africa. Well, bullshit. It was niggas from Vietnam. It was fucking them crackers up, came back here and had enough. Studied law and everything and knew the Constitution and realized they were being robbed of the fucking, what do you say? The rights of life and happiness and everything else by these motherfuckers. Hey, Millennial, what's up, mama? People don't want, Patricia, people don't want to have them conversations. And then you say, how did we get here? By turning a blind eye? No, you motherfuckers did a 360 and act like nothing existed and kept moving forward just like you fucking doing right now. I, myself, utilize scripture as a pre-context to everything I see going on. I use it because I know that the history taught before was fucked up. And there were people giving warning to what's to come, and they manipulated to make you motherfuckers docile. This is how pussy they are. They so pussy that all they can do is manipulate things for a fucking dollar or a throttle or this, that, and other. Oh, man, shut up. This is not for children. When all that's checked, we got comedians, everything on here. Some of the most foulest. Hell, you can even pull up Mahalia Jackson. I mean, some of the dirtiest Red Fox jokes everywhere, monetized because of who owns the shit. And this is what we deal with on a regular, like that dumb bitch that controls IDF ex motherfucker who controls TikTok. I was on there and I ain't messing with people, and there was censor that. This is the false sense of power they got, because I'd rather be on for all this shit. I don't think it was to come on and just tell a story and then talk about a few things, but they just kept tramping shit up, tromping stuff. We still got idiots talking about they Moors and this, that, and all this and all this other shit. And that's when I said, okay, I gotta start talking about some things. Because it seems like people like being misled by any fucking thing anybody come on. What do I always say? If anybody comes across, what do I always say? Research this shit, share it as information. If you think it's factual, deem it on what you, in your opinion. And then the reason why you think it's factual, it doesn't mean that everybody's supposed to circle around you and collude with you to say, yeah, it is facts. We have a lot of that shit going on. I don't need a yes sir man and a yes sir woman. Fuck all that. I need motherfuckers who sit there and think and go, you know, did you know this so and so? That's another composite to add to the story, the wall that's being built. Not that it has to be torn down or erected to the highest point. These are things that keep people from being, you know, well, I think people stay kind of lethargic in their old demeanor. But this is the thing that keeps people from proper pole positioning. I think it's just me against you and you against me and us against them and them against us and the we. And it's a cyclic disturbance of fucking irrelevance. And yet we, because of our power, we make shit that's irrelevant relevant. Something out of nothing. Sounds familiar? As if it's supposed to be beneficial. I keep telling you, the more we pull away from things, the less power they have. But I know it's so hard to see. I used to be in Jamaica. You know, Kiramia came back, had a wonderful vacation. But I used to be out there in St. Croix, all those places. Some other Caribbeans because of military and this, that, and other. And I used to listen to the Dreads, the Rastas, and a lot of other people, the Christians, speak. And I used to correct them on that Haile Selassie. I used to beat them up with it. And they were respectful of it. And a lot of them let that shit go because they realized they were gods. And this is what's funny about the whole amalgamation. Y'all don't know what tribe you belong to. You don't know where your origin started, from what point. Because some of you run with this out of Africa shit. And they would listen. And then I would throw things down. I tell them about Marcus Garvey, how he died, what happened. I talk about Haile Selassie being murdered in his 80s, and what was really going on. They were subservient to the very individuals I was talking about who get these people from Sweden or Finland or whatever the fuck to be the goddamn guard. You know what I'm saying? People don't, and they're loyal to the death. While people are running around mismanaged, misguided, based on not just what Margaret Sanger and Rothschilds were, because you already saw that they funded it, and anything else as far as that was healing, how can the world not know everything we created and they're all moving in it, talking about what's your culture? This is a slap in your face because you let worthless niggas, gang leaders, who all should be put on the fucking dirt, and all these goddamn worthless leaders, whether in the police department, Congress, or wherever the fuck else, manipulate y'all. I'm talking with a guy, Rick, now, I love him. He's a martial artist, he's a teacher, kung fu, you know, still on kung fu. And he's so big on this MAGA, pervert, rapist. I'm like, that's both parties, bro. But he's still caught up because he has a liberal mindset. Liberal that points to the ideology of where in the fucking Bill of Rights, in the Constitution, anywhere does it mention democracy. But then when you start understanding those who created the party and then the Republican Party to have the offshoot to kind of bring some calm, that's what they do. Give you fire ants and then bring in something to cool off the sting. And y'all don't see it. And then because you don't want to study Marxism and everything else, Karl Marx didn't put that shit out there. His wife and his cousin did. That nigga was sick, bedridden. He was fucked up. Ex-Bolshevik. As far as I'm concerned, well, he was one of them. When they first went into Russia, Georgia, they found these melanated people and says, this must be Egypt. That's how ignorant they were. They didn't know it was a period. And what happened? Well, did y'all study on the Ab-Khazarians? No, of course not. Why would I study about them? Just like the Ainu people, the islands of Anu now called Japan. I am not dismissing the brothers and sisters who I actually have this embrace and this affection for with their children and everything else. I am dismissing the narrative that points and keeps everybody stuck looking at all these things without coming to a conclusion. Hey, Dion, what's above it? When will y'all stop mitigating these arguing factors that don't bring in nothing worthwhile? You got some women who are just so loose because it's about looks that when they say some motherfuckers because they chasing it, they sit there and yeah, and they be the most ignorant motherfuckers. You got some guys that can't get their head from out of the fake ass sky, and they can't even get their head grounded, and they need to be like an ostrich every once in a while to get some of those benefits deeper in the ground that are affected by the shit on the surface when they're, you know what I'm saying? And they are just bringing in factors that are screwed up. You have people in certain positions, they do this every time, that are pointing out our greatness, who we really are compared to the lies of this hollywierd narrative. And you have people who are having a hard time dealing with it. Can you blame them? Hell, y'all having a hard time getting on a program or with the program. Being Judean, Atlantean, Hebraic is nothing but a signature or a language of a line of ideologies and narratives of something else that maybe existed a certain way and was painted a different way to which you can never know the truth of it. Even the terms we use loosely, us being the true Judeans or Jews or whatever fucking term you want to be, it's a fact. But what's the real truth behind it? It's funny how people read about, you know, Ham being the progenitors of the dark race, but not the Negro. And you go to Yaphet, and they give you the names that are consistent, and then you go to with destruction, all right? And then you go to Shem, and you see the story of all the pleasantries, the heart and the will, the uncontestable. And if that doesn't point out to you all the beautiful different shades of wheat we are, of who we are, then that means these motherfuckers are all being misled by the very people I was pointing out in the first place. And why can y'all not get it together? Why are we always looking for the greatest motherfucking commentator? I mean, are we supposed to be one of the Buffett brothers? One who is straight, who probably fucked around, the one that's gay? Let's get ready to rumble! Yeah, what the fuck? Somebody else's energy brings y'all to the crescendo when it's the motherfuckers about to stand in there and strap up and lace up and boo boo bop bop. Everyone likes, because it's a conditioning, a process where they enter you and contain you. Are you entertained? I really need to know, because whenever I usually come out, I go ahead and I pull out a whole bunch of information I have, cut it up here, and I'd rather you feel it from me, but there are times when I choose to go ahead and read it. In 2021, the UN General Assembly passed a resolution recognizing the right to food. A fucking food is a right? With the United States and Israel being the only two countries to vote against it. I ain't hear not near one of you beautiful motherfuckers. You remember the videos passing around? You my motherfucker. Y'all my motherfucker. I ain't hear not near one of my motherfuckers say a goddamn thing about it. Just like that big, goofy, fat, Down syndrome ass, porky pig looking fucking cop slamming a little 15, 14-year-old girl on the ground. Nigga, he was supposed to got roadside, curbside, motherfucker, pumpkin patch. But because you have these disingenuous I'm not advocating for violence. Eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth is not a fucking joke. I am no leader. I am looking at things that most people are starting to realize. Oh, we know we got a Fed or two up in here. We don't give a fuck about that. False covenant. And everyone has a position for choice. And the majority, I was going to say magnified minority, are going to make the wrong choice. Hey, Sharon, what's up, mama? You hear what I'm saying? Always a privilege to conversate with you, hon. I like listening to even those my elders. Yes, I do. I absolutely do. I like being around older motherfuckers. Lately, I've been around young motherfuckers, and let me tell you, it's a test, man. It's training. You know, when I drink, it's for me to dream. I don't drink because I don't want to dream, because I know the one dream that's always going to be there. And a lot of times I don't want to see that motherfucker no more. And I know y'all go, right here. No. Stubborn like Jonah. Listen to me. I don't want to see how I don't want to see nothing with my putting them anyway. I don't want to see a goddamn thing. I want y'all to see. No, really see. That's why I tell you the things I did that allow me to see. I know who's doing it and who's not. See how simple that was? See, in their playbook, they're happy if you're masturbating and looking at porn. Oh, that's exciting for them. It's still energy. That means you're not as righteous as you think. And that's a good blocker too. And then there are other things. What did you buy? What are you eating, consuming? We are past that now. Your bodies were fucking adulterated. The whole thing is your circumcision ain't got shit to do with the foreskin of your fucking dick. That was a perversion. The circumcision is to cut yourself from the root of the lie and bring yourself back into the root of the truth. And they're doing everything to keep you from that. The problem is when you die, you get to see the truth. And there's a let's say everyone in the world that has ever existed has been God in the many fucking lies, to live every last one without a false narrative of time, only an enemy of ignorance, to live even those lies, to get to a place y'all have no idea about, no concept. Let's imagine God having trillions of lives, quadrillions, right? On many different plateaus, and it allows itself until completion. There is no stepping in and stopping and this, that, or there are factors and things that we create without knowing, without a deposition. Imagine. Take a little piece of yourself and give that a slipstream. All right? And then when you read the Bible, the Apocrypha, all these different Vanderbilt, all the white, when you read, you look for these little things that start to, instead of like a parasite, they're just eating. These things can avoid and evade, and they start coming together where they start telling a story. Just like your so-called fake-ass constellations tell a story. Imagine studying in that direction what you may find. Now I know that some of you hardcore, oh man, I just need to read this. This was told to me. This is what I'm going to do. You've already cut yourself off from a lot of things that are beneficial. And then there are some of you, I know it's a little dainty and it's a little scary over here. Some things are questionable. I don't want to really fall into that. It might be a mud pit, right? I don't know. The cliff might be kind of deep. Well, nobody's saying going off the fucking cliff. Stay away from the dark pool over there. You don't know what it is. It might be a black hole. And stop focusing on all the garbage in front of you. Motherfucker, sweep it away. Walk around the bitch. Get back on the straight path. And if a motherfucker sitting there going, but how do I get back on the straight path? By not doing what the fuck you doing now. That's why you're thinking the way you're thinking. The way you think. The way you mean. See how things is not that complicated? Yeah, there's so much more. There's a lot more. But regardless of that, what about the little fucking things? Everybody wants all the big things. Well, tell me how you start building a building from the top and make sure it stands on the foundation. Fucking please, somebody. Please. I'm going to end it with that. I know there's a lot of things I want to read. I'm going to stay under an hour. Appreciate y'all. No more Cashapp if you want, whatever. I appreciate y'all, and I hope y'all take this into your continence and allow all your body to exist as statesmen and stateswomen to collaborate a foundation that is firm and solid with reason and rationale. And in that, find an answer that can supplement all lies in a way that you can have a truth, and then you can start getting rid of those lies. All right? I hope I shouted you all out. I hope that was worth the while. Tom, what's up, bro? Kimmy say, yeah. I hope y'all can use that. You know what I mean? I hated it to the core. Why wake me up so early on Sunday to smell that place? It gave me bad vibes. Wow. They don't want to have a serious conversation. Well, we want to speak a little more power into them. Always just like going to church. I know. You ain't alone. And then that smell, oh, I don't want to get into that smell. And then all them nasty ass perfume they were using that was messing our lungs up, that they just started realizing Johnson, Revlon, all of them. I used to work at Revlon in Touching, New Jersey. And that shit, I was like, people putting this on their lip and on their face. Well, you see what came from that. It was with purpose of Yoda. I say, you know, for you to capitulate one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? But hey, look, I appreciate you guys. It's nothing but love always. Q-Meal's about to get back on the track too. You know, when I had a good time. A number of people, I know you follow them. Damn it. But again, I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys later. We're working on this. We're going to build a deck, and we're going to start framing it up. Even though I don't have enough plywood and shit to go ahead and frame it all in, we're going to keep it going until I get to the point where I realize, okay, I might have to sell a gun. That would be a lot of money, but I'm not selling a gun, I don't think. But I have them. You know, you only need, for those who know, you only need 3. And that's why I always tell people, if you get 3, make sure they're the best. Seriously. All right? And I've got 3. Well, more than that. We'll see. Appreciate you guys.